Morning. Happy Monday. Yay. The excitement of another new week. And this week is actually International Happiness at Work Week. So for those that are working, well, we all work in some capacity, even if we're at home or working for our families, whatever it is. So it's all about spreading happiness in the workplace. So that's a good way to start the week. So our gratitude is going to be linked to that this morning. But we're going to start with a happiness meditation. I thought sometimes Mondays can be a bit blue for some people, like, oh no, they drag themselves out of bed. Hopefully none of us done that this morning. I certainly still tried to manage to jump out of bed. And yeah, I thought we'd start with a nice happiness meditation to get us grounded and ready for a new week. So I shall pop this on and enjoy. Computer's a bit slow this morning. It sounds like it's about to take off.
The Happiness 5-Minute Meditation. Find a comfortable position. Loosen up any clothing that's tight or restrictive. Have your hands resting comfortably in your lap. And close your eyes. This is a time to relax, to take care of yourself, your mind, and your body, and to connect with a feeling of joy, happiness, bliss, harmony, and peace. Focus in on the air going into your nose. You'll want to take in air through your nose, filling up your lungs completely, and then let it go slowly through your mouth. And as you're doing this, really focus in on what the air feels like. Is it warm or cool? Put all your attention on the air going into your nose. And then put all your attention on the air flowing from your mouth. And as you do this, you become more and more relaxed through the simple act of breathing. Consciously breathing is one of the simplest ways to control your mood. Happiness is a way of life, not a destination. The more you can access happiness from within, the easier it becomes. And just like a muscle, you have to work it out daily in order to strengthen it. As you continue to breathe deeply, to repeat the following phrases. Every day, in every way, I'm becoming happier and happier. I am excited about the new day and look forward to it with anticipation and interest. Happy thoughts come to me naturally. I easily acknowledge and appreciate the little things, which expands my overall happiness. For me, happiness is a journey, not a destination. Every new day starts with happiness, is full of joy, and ends with contentment. In a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and when I reach the number 5, you will be fully alert, happy, and ready to continue with the rest of your day. Number 1, easily, gently returning to your full awareness now. Number 2, you will remember everything of this experience and are able to access it easily throughout your day. Number 3, feel wonderfully good from head to toe. Number 4, your eyes feel like they've been bathed in fresh spring water. And on the next number, number 5, you will be fully alert. Number 5, fully alert, eyes open, stretch, smile, and notice how good you feel.
Ah, love that. That big stretch at the end makes a big difference. Did everyone remember to have a stretch over the weekend? Hopefully you did. And give yourself a hug. I liked her happy voice, very calming. My little desk calendar, again quite apt, being International Happiness Week. When we have a happy heart, we move forward, we dive deep within, and we fly. Again, just such a simple slogan, and it makes such a difference. How can you not feel happy after that?
It's lovely.
Yes. And for gratitude, for those of us that obviously do work full time, think of 3 things that you're really grateful for your work. So it could be, again, your work in your workplace, it could be work looking after your parents, children, any of that stuff, but things that you're really grateful for. And let's try and spread some of that gratitude and happiness today, if we can. So I'll give you a couple of minutes. Again, feel free to put it in the chat if you'd like to share. I'm happy to share. I'm grateful for all you ladies for showing up, for being here, turning up on this Monday morning for yourself. And it's doing it for you. You're not doing it for anyone else but yourself. So I'm really grateful. And I'm sure I speak on behalf of Mel as well, that we're both very grateful that you've shown up, because it does make such a difference. As we go into week 2, and smile.
Absolutely.
Seeing all these smiley faces and seeing your lovely contagious smile, Mel, this morning.
Oh, thank you. And so very grateful we get the opportunity to grow together. It makes such a difference than doing it on your own, doesn't it? I think just that energy together. It's just lovely.
Absolutely. And it does make such a difference doing it together. It sort of gives you sort of purpose to, right, I really should show up and I'm committed. And there's going to be days where you won't when the other things come in the way. But generally, showing up together as part of a community makes a huge difference, which we love. So that's what I'm grateful for. Anyone else like to share? Again, feel free to put it in the chat. And one exercise, I didn't share it last week, but some of you ladies that have been with us on this journey for a few months, I always like to start my day with a gratitude exercise. I won't pick on someone to see if they remember what it is, but just as a reminder and for the newbies, When that alarm goes off, or if you wake up naturally, either way, make sure you give thanks as soon as you wake up. So that first step, as I'm stepping onto the carpet or whatever floor, just be grateful for a new day. And think about just being able to wake up in that warm, cozy bed. Even if you haven't had a great night's sleep, it's just waking up and being thankful. And it becomes a daily habit, another one like we're doing with the Be Great. Just and now I just do it without even being thinking about it. And again, it just changes your mindset straight away. If you can practice that this week, or try and remember to practice it, honestly, it does make a big difference. Right, shall we hand it over to Mel now for some reading and education with the delightful Mel Robbins?
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much. So, today, ladies, we're going to continue our Mel Robbins learning. So, what is today? So, this month is about reinforcement. It's about learning, but it's about reinforcement. So, some days we will repeat similar themes, and it's important to do that because remember, we've had, whatever age we are, years of mindset development and fixation. So, if we're going to change the way we look at the world, it's about repeatedly looking at things. So, today I'd like to cover letting people be who they are. On Friday and at the end of last week, we looked at control, didn't we? We learnt the difference between actually what's ours to carry and what's not. Remember that saying, not my monkeys, not my circus. And many of us realize that actually we've often been standing in someone else's lane. We're trying to manage what actually isn't ours to fix. And we've done that unconsciously. Maybe we saw our parents do that and people around us do that, and we thought that was normal. So today I'd like to take it a little step further. We're going to learn the peace that will come from letting people be who they are. Even if that means accepting that actually we really wish things were different. And that's a real mindset shift to say, actually, I wish it was different, but I'm going to have to learn to let them. So here's an opening image for you. If you sowed a garden, if you had a load of seeds and you put them on out, you plant the seeds, you water them, you feed them, you cultivate them. You've got this image as to how they should be. But we can't control what flowers bloom, which die, which are wonky, how tall they'll grow. Each plant has its own nature and way. And people are exactly the same. So we can't always control people. They will grow who they are. But what we can't do is force them to grow your way. And for those with children, have you ever wondered how your children are so different? And sometimes you say, hang on a minute, they've got the same parents, the same upbringing, the same house, the same support, but they are wildly different people. How is that? And if you've got one child, have you ever said the saying sometimes, oh my goodness, how did that apple fall so far from the tree? Everything I've taught them, everything, why are they behaving so different? Whereas we have to learn to accept people who they are. So why do we struggle in letting people be? So we make the link of improvement. We think if we can just help them, everything will be better. And also that we fear disappointment. We disappointment in ourselves, in them, in their opportunities. If they don't act how we expect them to, then we feel let down. And when we feel let down, do you remember we used to say about that chimp? It activates that chimp because then we feel unsafe. You haven't worked hard enough in your exams. You haven't worked in a certain way. It's about safety. It's about certainty in knowing how something's going to be. So basically, what we're doing is we're attaching our peace to their choices, their actions. And this is particularly the case, as you know, with family, partners, close friends. And as Mel Robbins always says, let people reveal themselves constantly. Let them. So the let them theory is not about being detached and it's not about being uncaring. It's about being smart. And when people show you who they are, believe them and choose how you want to engage. And obviously, that engagement will differ who they are. If they're your child compared to an acquaintance, how you deal with that is very different. So, why does this matter psychologically in our heads? Well, when you fight reality, you actually lose twice. First with the situation, and again with your frustration. By accepting other people's choices around you, it isn't approval, it's just clarity. You may not agree with what they're doing or how they're behaving, but you just let them. You're getting clarity. And what you're saying is this is who they are right now. I don't have to fix them to feel okay. And a lot of us, and I know I'm like that too, I've learned from my upbringing to try to fix people. And sometimes when you can't fix someone or fix a situation, it can feel frustrating. So removing yourself from that is really quite liberating. So when you stop trying to retrain people, you really do, ladies, start reclaiming your energy. You really do. So I just sort of wanted to end on three examples, just so we can really see this in play. So you've got an always late friend. I put my hand up here. I'm an always late friend. Every lunch date, she's 20 minutes late. You're like, for goodness sake, why can't she be on time? You stew, you feel disrespected, you lecture her, yet she's still late. Okay, so when we apply Mel Robbins' theory, let them. Let her be the person that always runs late. Let me. So what are we going to say in this situation? I'm going to bring a book. I'm going to grab a coffee, and I'm going to use that time for stillness instead of stress. So do you notice the whole shift in that atmosphere? If you're sitting there going, where is she? She's always late, blah, 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 to, this is nice, I'm going to get a coffee. I'm just going to be at one because I'm going to let her and I'm going to let me be still. The negative colleague at work, you know the one, we've all got them. The negative Nancy's, the ones that have a little cloud over their head. So you greet them cheerfully in the morning, morning, and they respond, is it? Well, it might be for you. You know the source. So the let them theory is let them be negative. Let them be negative. That's their mindset. But let me maintain my energy. Positivity is my choice. And I don't need their permission to be me. As Mel Robbins says, she has a saying, you can't out-argue someone's misery. And sometimes I find it helps by visualizing this little zone around you, this little bubble. And you can exude who you are. And if that negative bubble comes your way, it bounces off and sort of visualize, ka-ching. You be that joy and that smile. And also family expectations. You may well have this. Um, you've got a sibling that parents very differently, or your parent keeps criticizing you. And again, excuse me, the let them theory applies again. Let them have their opinions, let them have their way. But let me keep showing up as my authentic self. Let me do me without defending or explaining. Keep that smile, keep that happiness, keep that calm chest. And if I say calm chest, I'm sure you know what I mean when you're around certain people or situations. So, freedom doesn't come from them agreeing. It comes from you not needing them to agree with you. Let them, let me. Okay, so that concludes our education for today. A bit of reinforcement
Yay.
on the theory.
Amazing. Just all those exercises, and I'm sure it resonates with everyone because it certainly resonates with me. And it really does work when you're mindful of that and you put some of this stuff into place. It really does resonate. So thank you for sharing that. It's yeah, food for thought, isn't it? Definitely. And I hope everyone's making, well, if you can, make some notes and just go back and reflect and just think how far you'll come by the end of this month. Amazing. And doing it
Yeah.
together as well. It's all well and good reading a book and obviously listening to an audio, but again, it's something powerful when you're doing it together collectively, which is why Mel Robbins loves to go on tour now and share that learnings together, which is powerful. She still hasn't released any dates yet for the UK, so I keep checking. I'm hopeful.
If not, we might just have to go to Australia to see her. That'd be a
There you
shame,
go.
wouldn't it? Maybe we can have a between friends trip.
That would be
Maybe we need to do a
amazing, wouldn't it?
retreat, a between friends retreat, and combine a bit of Mel Robbins.
Yay! That's going on my vision board.
Yeah, sounds good, doesn't
Why
it?
not? Fabulous. Well, thank you, Mel, so much for that. Quite a lot of Mels, isn't there? Whether it's Mel
Yeah,
Robbins.
I think I need to change my name this month. What should I
Would
call
you like to
myself?
be
Oh,
this
I
month?
don't know, Ralph or something.
No, let's stick with Mel, I think.
Okay.
Right, ladies, we're going to change our state and get some energy into our phones. And again, feel free to say some affirmations while you're standing there having a wee dance. Again, please make sure you do think of affirmations that resonate with you, because again, it's such a powerful tool to use, not just in the morning practice, but throughout the day. Okay, let's do this, ladies. She says she can find the right song. Where is it? I think my laptop needs a reboot.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby. By the way, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news, talking this and that. Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back. Well, I should probably warn you, I'll be just fine. No offense to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Hey, go, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. The love is too high, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know
Yay! Amazing. That one goes on a long time. That's nearly a 5 minute song. Fabulous.
I love that one. I
Isn't
suddenly
that
realized I look like a minion today. I need two eyes, two big eyes. Yellow minion.
ah, amazing. It does make such a difference, doesn't it? We could see you there, Susan. You could see your arms. You were giving it some there, which is lovely. I think at one of our last Be Greats, not the 5 day, the one before that, I think by the end of the month we had quite a few people on screen, didn't we, dancing, if I recall? Unless
There's
I've
the
dreamt
moon.
it, but I think we did. When people just get a little bit braver, being on screen and dancing doesn't bother me, doesn't bother you either, Mel, does it? Even if it's just us two dancing.
No, I don't mind.
Again, let them, let me.
Yeah.
Which you can apply to so many things, can't you? You really can. So powerful. Right. We've got a minute to write down, start thinking about what action items. I know, Mel, you shared something in the education. Did you want to remind us what we need to do today? Take action?
Yeah, so who am I trying to turn into someone else? Let's take that as a journal prompt today. Who am I trying to into someone else? What might shift if I just let them be and choose my peace instead? So today, I'd love you to look for that thing today, because sometimes it's unconscious. We don't even realize we're doing it. So when someone does that thing today, instead of reacting, smile softly and mentally in your head say, let them. Feel how much lighter that feels. And then maybe take some journaling or thinking time later to reflect on that, to see it. Because once we step out of a situation and we look at it from the outside in, we can see it quite different.
Fabulous. And we can apply that in the workplace. I think that's a real good, especially being International Happiness Week. And let's bring
Yeah.
some joy into the workplace. We know, as Mel said, those negative Nancy's that roll up for work on a Monday morning, negative. Well, they can roll up every day of the week being negative. But again, just try and shift that energy. But if they want to, let them. But again, just a smile can make all the difference, can't it? Really can.
Absolutely. And it can be
Fabulous.
your partners too as well. I
Yeah,
shared with
anyone.
Susie at the weekend. My ex-partner triggered me at the weekend, and I did share with Susie, and I had to take a step out, and I'm sharing with you, safe place. I had to take a step out and look at that situation. And even with my teaching, I had to say to Susie, I didn't apply the let them theory. He knew exactly how to trigger me, and I'm passing blame. Effectively, I'm not passing. It's me that was triggered, and it's not until after an event sometimes you're like, he knew how to trigger, and I reacted, and we're not together anymore. And what I should have said is actually, here's my boundary. This is me. You do you, and I'm going to let that bounce off. And sometimes you don't see it until you see it. You have to take a step out.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah. But again, even if you, even in that moment, you didn't. But then when you reflected, then you realised. So again, you regaining your power, even in that moment
Yes,
afterwards. Um,
absolutely. And I've journaled now, and I'm going to look for it now because at the time, it's you'll notice in relationships as well, particularly we replay patterns. Oh, he's doing
yes.
that. No, she's doing that. It's really annoying. I forgot it. And do you know that you get that nipping in relationships? And so I'm journaling a lot now to say, actually, what happened in that situation? What could I have done differently?
Mhm.
And next time, even before I see him, that bubble will be in place, this virtual wall, and the let them theory will be there. You can say all you like because that trigger won't come in. I'll smile. I'm going to keep my bubble of energy and I'm going to let me be me. You do you. You crack on, Buster. And sometimes we
And he'll
need
hate
that.
that because he'll have lost control. Yay.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what it's like when you repeat the same patterns? We don't see them anymore, do we? With work colleagues, with relationships, with friends. It just goes in circles and you have to step out. So powerful.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Let's regain our power, ladies. We are
Woo!
amazing. Uh,
Power
right.
pose for Monday.
Absolutely. Can we do the power pose tomorrow, I think, Mel, actually?
I
Let's do the
think
power
so. Oh,
pose.
that'd be lovely. Yes, let's
Let's
do
do
that.
that.
Yeah.
Ladies, have an amazing day. Happy Monday. Let's go and spread some gratitude, kindness, and happiness. Yay. Let's make this
Yay!
world a nicer place.
Let's do it. Spread the happiness on a Monday. Thank you so much, everybody. You're
Thank you for
phenomenal.
showing up.
Go be
Have a good
amazing.
one. Bye bye.